5 most difficult programming languages of the world. You might have written your first code in programming languages such as C, C++, or even worse, assembly language, and might have faced difficulty learning these languages. Well, these languages are at least readable or understandable except for assembly, of course, but what if we say to write a program printing Hello World using spaces, tabs, and line feeds only? We are not joking. Actually, there are some programming languages in the world where you need to write your code using some commands or syntax which is neither readable nor understandable. They are also considered as the most difficult programming languages in the world, and maybe you. We'll get to know about these languages for the first time, so let's discuss these languages one by one. 5. Whitespace. This language was introduced by Edwin Brady and Chris Morris on April 1, 2003, April 1st, that is also known as April Fool's Day. The day it was introduced, people thought it was a joke, but it wasn't actually. You are allowed to use only spaces, tabs, and line feeds to write your code in this language. Any other character will be ignored by the interpreter. Let's look at the following image. You can pause the video if needed. Can you tell us what is the display of this code? Well, it was Hello World. Don't be confused, as we said the source code only contains the whitespace and tabs. Let's move to the next language. 4. Malbolge. This language was introduced by Ben Olmsted in 1998, and the amazing fact is that it took almost 2 years to write the first program, so you can imagine the complexity of this language. Coding in this language looks like garbage or malfunction, and it is said to be that Ben Olmsted has never written a single program in this language. Malbolge is a public domain esoteric programming language and considered as one of the hardest programming languages in the world. Here is the program to display Hello World. 3. Intercal. This language was created in 1972 by Don Woods and James M. Lyon, and they both were students at Princeton University. This language doesn't have any pronounceable acronym. Creators of this programming language included keywords like read out, ignore, please, forget, and likewise to make this language user-friendly. The funny thing about this language is that it expects 4 please keyword in code to check programmers' politeness. If it will be less, the code won't execute because it will consider the programmer is insufficiently polite. If it will be 5 or more than 5, then also it won't execute because it will consider the programmer is overly polite. Let's play again. Can you tell us what is the display of this code? Well, the answer was welcome to JDoodle. 2. Cow. We know that the name of this language sounds a funny name for you, but it is actually a programming language, and it was created by Sean Heber in 2003. This language consists of 12 instructions, and the funniest thing about this language is the keyword moo, which is the sound of a cow. This sound variations are also used in this language. Writing any other character or word considered as a comment in this language. It was based on the language used in Turing Machine. But instead of speaking, let us show you the following code. Here is what Hello World looks like in cow. Whirl is a bit similar to this language, but it is way less complex. Now let's move on to the last and worst language of this list. It's literally a brainfucker. 1. Brainfuck. As the name suggests, this language is really complicated, and coding in this language is really difficult. It was created in 1993 by Urban Muller, and the main purpose to create this language was to write minimal lines of code. This language operates in an array of memory cells, and there are only 8 commands defined in this language to write any program. Here is a simple example that took us only 1 week to find how to write it.